Hi everyone, my name is Kees Keizer. I'm an assistant professor and consultant in the field of influence and persuasion. In this video I will talk about this book, Contagious by Jonah Berger. In this book he discusses the 6 principles that, according to him, determine whether content will catch on, be contagious. And content can be products, messages, videos, ideas, anything of that order. I will give some background to the book, introduce the 6 principles, briefly give some of my thoughts on it, how the book relates to other books, and hopefully you are inspired enough to pick up a copy and read it and form your own thoughts. Here we go. So Jonah Berger is a marketing professor at Wharton. And in this book, he asked himself the question, what is it that some videos, products, newsfeed catch on, that they go viral, that they become very popular, that we share it with other people? What is it? And these are the 6 principles that he describes in the book. Now, these principles are based on research, and he references some very nice and ingenious experiment in his books, and that makes it a treat. The book is related in its topic, so what makes stuff contagious and that we share and that we talk about and that stuff spreads, to, for example, The Tipping Point, a classic written by Malcolm Gladwell. A very good read. And he compares the whole spreading of ideas to a virus. Ooh. And the other book, which is very closely related, is by the brothers Chip and Dan Heath, Made to Stick, which is actually very diving into the same topic that is Contagious is about. The 6 principles in the book are social currency, triggers, emotion, public, practical value, and stories. He not only describes this as principles, like, okay, these are the factors that made this specific message go viral. No, the whole idea is, of course, that these are some kind of dimensions where you rate. Let's assume you have this great video of you playing the ukulele. However, nobody's sharing the video, nobody's watching the video. So how could you improve? The idea is that you score your current video on these various dimensions, and on the basis of that also know what to improve in your ukulele video or anything else for that matter. The first, social currency. Now, we all know this feeling. Sharing something can make you look good. The respect, the applause, the laughing out louds will give you social currency. So what kind of content will give you social currency when you share it? Jonah Berger says it is specifically content that is remarkable and unexpected. Now he gives the example of, here we go. Do you know what bounces higher from the same height? A rubber ball or a glass ball? It is the glass ball. What? Serious? Apparently the glass ball bounces higher. Now that is remarkable, that is unexpected, and the fact that I now really wanted to share this information with you is already proof for information like that. Sharing it will give you social currency in groups. So what else? For example, secrets. Let's imagine you are the only one who holds the address to that underground party that everyone wants to go to. That'll do the trick, right? That'll give you social currency. Next up, triggers. On top of mind is on tip of tongue, meaning that you're more likely to talk about stuff and share stuff when you actually think about it. That makes sense, right? We already know that if something is more salient, it is more likely that it will influence your behavior. Now, given this, it is a wise strategy to make the content that you want to make contagious, to make it more cognitively accessible. How do you do that? By using triggers. An example, Kit Kat and coffee. That was a campaign that was run by Kit Kat, and it was run over and over and over again. Why is that so wise? Because it establishes a link between the Kit Kat and the coffee, making Kit Kat more cognitively accessible every time you think about coffee. Why is that so wise? First of all, because you think a lot about coffee, right? If this is early morning, you already start craving thinking about coffee. Kit Kat becomes accessible a lot. The other thing why it is wise, because when you drink coffee would be a perfect moment to actually eat a Kit Kat. The timing is very good as well. It is, for example, better than if you would have the campaign shampoo and Kit Kat. Every time you're taking a shower, you're thinking about Kit Kat, but it's not a good moment to eat a Kit Kat. So, coffee and Kit Kat, using triggers, smart triggers. Very wise. Number 3, emotions. Now, it may come as no surprise that content that is evoking emotions is shared more than content that is not so much evoking emotions. However, not all emotions are equally effective in this respect. If you have content that is evoking sadness or contentment, that is not shared so much as, for example, content that is evoking anger. Why? What's the difference? Arousal. So if you have an emotion that is lacking arousal, that diminishes the chances of it getting shared. Jonah Berger also mentions another emotion that is very effective in this respect, and that is awe. The feeling of awe, that you're moved. And he has this example of Susan Boyle in Britain's Talent. I don't know, it is a talent show. I'm not super familiar with it, but watch the clip. Just Google Susan Boyle and you'll see what I mean. So there is that awe feeling in it. And I think it is also the surprise, the unexpected, that will want you to share this specific clip. And I think the nice thing with these talent shows is it's copied a lot after it. So now you have, I don't know, you have people in a Tyroler outfit that are grunting dark metal, and you have people looking in dark metal suits that look like they want to drink the blood of chickens, and they're actually yodeling Tyroler songs. Why? The surprise, I would say. It is ingenious. So wonder what they come up with next. Susan Boyle, watch the clip and you know you want to share that because of this awe emotion. A wise strategy is to make sure that the content you're creating, the product you're creating, the message that you're having is evoking the right emotions. The 4th principle is public, and this one is linked very closely, basically is social proof, a mechanism that we're quite familiar with. So what he says, what Jonah Berger says, is that you have to make sure that the buying of the product, the sharing of the content, the liking of the content is very observable. That you see that others actually bought this product, wanted this product, liked this product. And the reverse, that you have to make sure that the unwanted behavior or the dislikes or the disapproval is not so super visible. Also watch the various videos on conformity on this specific principle of social proof. Number 5, practical value. We like to share information that has practical value for others, for the people we share it with. If someone is looking for a digital camera and you encounter information of a great sale of digital cameras, then you're likely to share this with this specific person. It has practical value for the other. Seems logical, right? And I think Jonah Berger makes a very interesting point here when he says that it might be better to have content that is interesting, has practical value for just a couple of people rather than for almost everyone. Why? Let's assume that you read the information that eating bread will increase your IQ. as probably everyone in your surrounding is eating bread, nobody particular, comes to mind to share this with. However, when you read the same about, eating herring with whipped cream, and you have a friend who frequently eats this very gross mix of ingredients, then this person is likely to pop up, spring into mind, and is an obvious person to share this with. And finally, number 6, which is stories. We all like to hear and share a good story. Also, the plot of a story is something you can easily remember and reproduce. Now, because of this, you can use a story like a Trojan horse for your content. By sneaking in your content or your product into a good story, people will share the story and thereby share your product. It is, however, important to make the name of your product a vital part of the storyline. Thereby, it is actually used in the story if people tell the story, rather than it's left out because it doesn't affect the whole plot of the story. So that's to keep in mind. And with that, we have the 6 principles named by Jonah Berger in his book Contagious that determine whether content will become contagious and is spread and shared amongst people. Again, these are not only explanations behind why a certain content became viral. No, they should also be seen as dimensions on which you can rate your content or product and can improve, which you can increase. All in all, it is a nice book. I think it's an easy read. It links well and sometimes overlaps with knowledge that you already have, but that is not a bad thing. I invite you to read a copy and form your own thoughts, as mentioned. Always important. And also important, have a very, very, very nice day. All the best.